Hello everyone, this is TheNelston. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to go through every second of the incredible 2.0 trailer and talk about some of the things that you might have missed. While this video itself was only 2 minutes long, it is absolutely jam-packed with reveals about some of the insane new things coming to Wynncraft when 2.0 drops. Additionally, because this video is a little bit later than perhaps some of the other videos you've seen, I wanted to bring in extra information that has since come out about 2.0 to augment our analysis here. Alright, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Before discussing the trailer and related content, I just wanted to mention that 2.0 is expected to have a beta release sometime this summer. This means that we'll probably get a first look at the crazy things going on behind the scenes very soon. I will definitely be playing that as soon as it's available, so if you're interested in seeing preview content like that, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on uploads. Now, let's start the trailer. If you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend that you go do that first, because I will not be playing the whole video here. The first 30 seconds are really cool because this is clearly something related to the Realm of Light, especially this part where we see what looks like a remake of the Realm of Light's entrance, which I know too well thanks to my Warring days in Idiot Co. What's interesting to me though is the ambient lighting. This isn't really bright like the Realm of Light is, nor is it really as dark or gloomy as the Silent Expanse. So maybe this is some sort of in-between zone that was mentioned during the Realm of Light questline. Another thing I didn't really see discussed in other videos was how this could connect to Larry's disappearance at the end of Realm of Light 5. We know she went after Bakal in the Realm of Darkness or something similar, so with the Darkness now making another major appearance in Wynncraft apart from the Silent Expanse, perhaps the annoying elf will make her return. It's hard to say, but I could definitely see this connecting strongly to the current lore surrounding the Realm of Light questline. The building changes are super sick and I love the new aesthetics, but I don't really think there will be too much in terms of change to gameplay here, so I'll kind of just leave it at that. Alright, the new questing is something I really want to highlight because I think a common theme whenever Wynncraft releases a large batch of quests like they plan to this update is that a lot of older mechanics might get reworked. For example, I can think of the shift dialogue mechanic coming about with a pretty large set of quests a while ago. Obviously, this might be a bit of a far reach given that these previews show so little, but I am optimistic that perhaps new mechanics or reworking old systems might lead to less bugs with a lot of quests that really hate working properly, looking at you Aldore, and generally smoother gameplay. Huge win in my books. Also, I'm really intrigued by this quest as it appears to expand further on the non-human races that are mentioned commonly in Wynncraft. It would be really cool to expand on these ideas more, especially the ones about innate magical capacity. If you're not really sure what I'm talking about, I highly recommend you go check out the Grookworks quest for more information. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with. I mean, don't really mind the fact that I haven't actually even done half the quests in this game yet. I promise I'll get around to it eventually. Seeing the Galleon's Graveyard get mentioned here really excites me because it is unironically one of my favorite dungeons in the game. Apart from the really cancerous parkour section with the whirlpools and whatnot, I thoroughly enjoy the cannon minigame, the unique boss fight, and the parkour race section that always trips me up no matter what. I assume this is going to be related to the corrupted Galleon's Graveyard, seen as the title of the teaser was New Dungeons as opposed to Reworked Dungeons, so I can't wait to see how they remix some of the core mechanics of the original Galleon's Graveyard to make the new corrupted version. Also, I mean, yay for more forgery grind. I can't really wait to need 8 out of 8 just to get nothing but disappointment and pain again. Oh boy, skill trees. Okay, this is going to be a huge reveal, so let's break it down into pieces. First off, I want to draw attention to the fact that mana no longer has the awful 20 cap, which means that, finally, we might see some actual uses for higher intelligence other than just reducing spell costs. Looking at some of the released perks on Wynncraft's 2.0 teaser site, I can definitely see that they're going for a sort of complete overhaul of how current spells work. Now, this might be a bit of a hot take, but I definitely feel that unless new mob behavior is added for a lot of mobs, and I mean like a majority of the mobs in the game right now, I can expect certain abilities to be absolutely feast or famine depending on the specific stats they'll have. Essentially, they won't ever really be balanced. The reason I say this is because a lot of current mobs have the same zombie AI, which is they will slowly walk towards you, tending to clump up with other mobs as they all pathfind the most optimal route to killing you. This makes some things, like the basaltic traps, feel extraordinarily powerful, especially if they keep the whopping 200% DPS stat, because for all intents and purposes, the type of mob an AoE mine type ability is supposed to counter is, well, basically all non-boss mobs, and then even some of the boss mobs too. On the other hand, if they make it so that the traps have an arming time, it could become completely useless, as players might just opt for the standard bow arrow instead due to a faster cycle time. Overall, I definitely think that more abilities and unique setups is a very positive direction for the game, but I also want to see huge changes to mob AI in order to compensate and ensure that abilities are properly balanced around what they're actually intended to counter. One thing I also wanted to note was the striking similarity between this preview of the skill tree and how Path to Exile sets up its skill tree. What I think this means, and what even seems to be confirmed by this new ability teaser, is that in addition to being able to build certain archetypes, like Paladin or Trapper, we will also be able to go off in branches that might pertain to specific elements and stats, with each one then having its own unique aspects. This is something I'm super stoked about because it means that some underused weapons like Stratiformis might actually see some use due to the new skills. Circling back to Archetypes, I think this is really interesting because it looks like the Wynn team fully plans on embracing the dichotomy between burst and sustained damage as an official sort of distinction. Definitely a big fan of this, as it means more people can easily understand how certain builds are meant to be utilized. On the other hand, this does make me wonder if melee might get the short end of the stick here. So far, all I've seen are spell-based abilities and skills. Does this mean melee builds are going to be left in the dust? While I can understand why the Wynn team might want to make people utilize the incredible combo spell system that makes the server special in the first place, I would also be really disappointed, because for some people like me who have absolutely awful internet connection at times, melee is literally the only way to play the game without wanting to smash your keyboard through your screen. Finally, no more accidentally casting escape off a mountain. Definitely going to use this grappling hook. This part showcased a lot of really cool things that I am super hyped about. First off, we see that there is a new mechanic, Corrupted, which appears, I think, to reduce max mana and give you poison. This is a really great way to incentivize not getting hit instead of just allowing players to tank everything and shrug it all off. Secondly, why does Bash now consume health? Could this be some kind of new warrior archetype which does insane damage at the cost of HP? The bold being taken message, along with the color scheme of the area, also leads me to believe that this raid will somehow be connected to the glow bulbs in the Silent Expanse. Indeed, we already know that this raid is going to take place there, so I wonder if perhaps a part of the raid will require you to move a glow bulb around in order to illuminate a path forward. Escort missions can be really fun, but I hope it doesn't glitch out like Recover the Past. Well, that was a quick set of messages, but I think it's worth taking a closer look and explaining some of the ones that are perhaps a little bit more unclear. The new damage system is going to be really interesting because I didn't actually see any new looking mechanics throughout the various ability showcases in this trailer. Will this mean maybe elemental defenses and damage are as a whole getting reworked to be more meaningful? Or does this just mean they're going to be rebalancing damage to avoid power creep? Either one, or both, would be really beneficial for the game's health, so I'm excited for that no matter what. I'm not exactly sure if new spells would refer again to all of the crazy new abilities they're adding, or if this just means there's going to be better spell cast detection. Guild Arenas was something that I was confused about at first, but I later found out that this means that brand new Guild War arenas will be added. So if you're not a Giga Chad Warrior, this probably won't really mean much to you. And finally, the little jump scare reveal of what looks like some Spirit of Darkness. Apart from the obvious speculation that this is going to be the new boss of the raid, it would be cool to look at some of the potential inspirations for this entity. It has a really similar body shape to the Wither. In fact, it even looks extremely similar to the Wither model that a Rebirth of the Night dev made for the modpacks Wither boss. If it does draw inspiration from the Wither, that could mean several things. First, it will most likely have some kind of effect which quote-unquote withers you. Maybe dealing canonically darkness elemental damage, or probably just giving you the Wither potion effect, most likely. Next, there's a really good chance it will be a good boss that can either steal health from you or mobs that it summons, given how the Wither works in vanilla by, hitting mobs and healing from that. Or, if they choose to go a really cool and unique route, it could be a Lich type boss which requires you to kill phylactery bearers to be able to damage it at all. I mean, honestly at this point, anyone's guess is as good as mine. Put together, I think our best bet is to assume that this boss will probably work similarly to the Nexus of Light or Grootslang's raid. Kill the boss while dealing with special attacks and minions. If you look at the website's teaser image, you can see some sort of beam type attack that will probably have a short charge up time and then instant transmission, thanks to its resemblance to the Guardian laser beam. In any case, I am super stoked to see the big bad of the Wynn universe finally make an appearance if it is what I actually think it is. Alright, I think that's about it for this video. I didn't want to make it too long because I know you guys have probably already seen a million other speculation and analysis videos that go into much greater detail, but regardless, I hope this video was enjoyable and maybe highlighted some of the things you might have missed on a first or even second watch of the trailer. If that's the case, please make sure to leave a like and drop a sub for more content like this. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to leave your own thoughts in the comments or discuss in my Discord, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.